Alright, so just finished my last workout of 2019. So 2019 has been a pretty big year for me so far. So we started this vlog. We've met some great athletes. So my last workout of 2019 was a gymnastics and cardiovascular workout. Pretty hard, took me 38 minutes. So yeah, that was a good workout to finish the year on. So some of my achievements this year, going on a pairs team to Touring Pro was definitely one of the highlights this year. We ended up on the podium, come third at that comp. So during the October Opens, I'm pretty happy with my results from that. Had a fair bit going on, so there was online qualifiers, and I had 2 competitions in the middle of that as well. So I ended up finishing 366 in the Australian Open, which meant that I achieved one of my 2019 goals. So I set a goal of top 450. I far exceeded what I wanted to get. I do feel like I could have gotten better if I hadn't have had a comp right before the Diane handstand walk one. And there was a lot of handstand push-ups at that comp. So I did the Opens workout after that, and that really made me struggle. So, however, I'm still happy with my result. It's much better than I thought I would do, so I'm happy. I also turned 35. I turned 35 next year in May, so I went up in age bracket. So in the Masters one, I came 55th in Australia in 35 to 39 year category. I wasn't really watching that at all. I was just watching the Open category because that's where I like to see where I sit. Like goal wise and what I achieved this year. So one of my goals was to walk 10 meters on my hands unbroken. Managed to get that not long ago, and also obviously top 450 in the Australian Open, which I did as well. I had a couple of others. So I had a strict handstand push-up. I have been working on this for such a long time. It's very frustrating, like literally a centimetre away or so. I mean, it's close, but it's just not close enough. So I'll just keep continuing to work towards that, and hopefully I achieve that. I'd like to achieve that by March next year. Also wanted to try an RX Amanda now that I've got my ring muscle ups pretty well, and I'd also like to PB my Snatch. So those 3 goals will definitely carry on over into next year. I'm going to add to those goals, and I'd like to get top 300 in the Australian Open. I think it's doable as long as I keep training and working hard. And I'm going to try and incorporate, instead of training by myself full time, to try and find some other people to train with. I think that will definitely help as well. And I'd like to also finish top 40 in the 35 to 39 category in Australia. Some of the things I want to do this year is compete in an individual comp. So as I said at the start, I did quite a few partner comps. And if you partner with a really strong partner, you know, you always do well on a comp. So you can't really gauge how well you are and where you're at as an individual in a comp situation unless you actually do an individual comp. So I'd like to actually do an individual comp and see how well I go in that. Some of my plans, so I follow Comp Train. Gonna keep continuing to do that. At the moment I do mostly the Open Prep one. So I'm gonna try and change it up and do like 3 days a week Open Prep, 2 days a week Games Prep. So it's a little bit harder on 2 days, and I'll probably do with those 2 days, when I do those, I'll try and train with someone else to really push myself. I'm competing at a comp in January, right after I get back from Bali. So that should be fun. And then I've also got a team in for the CrossFit Down Under. At the moment we're sitting 28th on the leaderboard, and fingers crossed we get through to there. I've definitely got to up my swimming because it is one of my biggest weaknesses. So I'm trying to hit the pool a lot more and trying to get comfortable in the water. I've been working with M2 Performance for my nutrition for a bit over a year now, so about a year and a half. So longest I've ever maintained my weight. So I'm down to 61 1-ish kilos most of the time. I'd like to gain more muscle mass and get stronger. So at the moment I've actually upped my calories with my coach's advice, and just trying to really get a little bit stronger. So my gymnastics and stuff is pretty good, but my strength isn't where I need it to be, especially if we're going to compete at Down Under. So I think the biggest thing that I've learned from 2019 is that I'm definitely capable of doing better than I expected. My biggest downfall would probably be that I let my head play too much of a role in how I go. So in the middle of a workout, like I've really tried hard this year to not give up. So especially during the Opens and during the Torian Pro Qualifier is a really good example. I had the flu for two of the workouts, and I just remember dying the whole time, but I refused to give up and I actually did some really good scores. So I was pretty happy with that, which I found was really good. So I think that you really need to focus on what's important to you and just look at the bigger picture and where you want to get to. So if it's not going to happen right now, so like as I said with the strict handstand push-ups, it's not happening right now, but I'm hoping that it will definitely happen soon. And I think that it's more of a mental thing, so I really need to switch that thinking on in my head to say that I can actually do it. So once I can do one, I think I'll be fine. For 2020, we're going to Bali in a couple of weeks. We've got quite a few vlog episodes coming out, so we're meeting up with Dave Driscoll in Bali, Todd Shannon. Got a couple of other friends who are also going to be over there at the same time, so they'll probably be on the vlog. Looking at going to Sydney and hanging out with Brody, Scott and Calm Porter on that when they do a training session. Also there's someone that Todd's recommended me to catch up with when I'm in Perth after we get back from Bali. So we'll do that, and then obviously trying to film at Down Under, and then we're actually going to the CrossFit Games this year as well. So that's exciting. Fair bit of stuff coming on, and yeah, I'll just keep training and enjoying my life. So yeah, if anyone has any questions or anything, just drop questions down below and I'll get back to you guys, and make sure you guys like and subscribe.